And we're back. Rinse and repeat, as I said. Back to the office, early morning, hungover, coffee, ready to go to the works again. Probably not going to get a lot of footage today because it's going to be go fast and hopefully go home.
That's where we're working.
I need some Panadol. I don't have any. So I'm going to duck into the 7-Eleven and grab myself some Panadol. And then maybe something to snack on too. What do you reckon? Doesn't look too bad. Crumbs everywhere. That's actually pretty good. Forgive me for eating while I talk. I've done a lot of jobs in my life and they've always been interesting. I get to meet interesting people and I get to go to interesting places. You know, like I'm working at Metricon Stadium here, so a big stadium. I worked at Boeing recently in the spare parts division in a big warehouse. I get sometimes to start work at 2 o'clock in the morning. Not great, but I finish early. So, yeah, I'm pretty fortunate with that. The work's hard. It's not easy. But it's got variety, which is good. Here we go.
Yeah, but they don't use it, they said.
So they only play AFL here, right? Not league.
That's why you play cricket.
We have 2 of the slabs to pour today, all up needing 13 cubic metres. Pumps ready, conks here. First loads about to go in. Let's get laying. What did Joe pay you? What are you charging Joe?
I charge him $4.50. He whinged about that.
Really?
So what are you paying now, Jordan?
Hang on.
What are you charging? Yeah.
Hey Jordan, how's Enzo? Hey, how you going? Hey, coming through the old log.
So what are you charging? $400, $450? I said, oh, $450. Oh, how much?
Last time I worked for him, he pissed me off. I said, just pay me for half a day and go home. Can't work with you.
First load's in, and at this point our day was about to get very ugly. We're just waiting for a truck, so as usual. We're up in the stadium here itself, and we're sitting here, and look what we see on the ground. That's from up there. It's broken off and fallen. Imagine sitting at a game here, and that lands on you. It's not too good workplace health and safety, is it? So being near the Gold Coast, near the ocean, obviously affects the metal, and you get fatigue. Wonder how often that happens.
Maybe we get screwed out that way, eh?
This is not looking good at all. If you listen carefully, you can hear the pump labouring in the background. All right, we've had a major stuff up. The concrete supplier had a mix-up and they haven't sent us our order. It's been 3 hours since our first load. The first load's nearly finished. The pump is blocking because the concrete should be laid and not sitting in a pipe. So that pipe's was hard and full of literally logs of concrete. You could almost walk on that, and this is what we were left with. So we've had to try and put a joint here I don't know if we can pull that back or not, and concrete still hasn't arrived. We rang the plus load up straight after that went in, that first load. And we waited an hour, like I said. We rang them after an hour and they said, oh, do you still want that? Now our Friday is fucked. Anyway, hope you're having a better day. Finally, we received our plus load, installed it, and you can see me here finishing it off. We were able to salvage the first slab you saw, presenting a reasonable finish. I currently don't have all the gear to set up and film, so sorry for the lack of footage. My job is rather fast, physical and messy, so I get busy worrying about the job and forget to film. Here I am edging and troweling the slab just before applying a broom finish for grip. Due to the late pour, sun and shade, the slab goes off unevenly, which is why some parts are broomed and others aren't. Wait till you get down the bottom there of the big whoop in it. So, I can't remember if I got footage or not, but we finally finished the day. Ended up probably the earliest day I've had all week. It's not too bad. So yeah, cuz. But what a hell of a day. 3-hour wait for a load. I'm covered in black, well, it's called graphite oxide. That's what the concrete came as. Makes a mess everywhere, splatters on everything. Leaves you stained. Should see my legs. Rinse and repeat, that's all we seem to do, isn't it? The Brisbane Lions AFL team is apparently here training this week because they're not allowed to play, at the Gabba. So it's bye-bye Metricon Stadium for now. We may be back. This is the problem with, I don't know what it's like in other parts of the world, but right here in Australia and where we are in Queensland, everything's just crazy busy. And like it's 40 odd days till Christmas, and one of the major concrete suppliers in Australia, in our area, has closed the books for any new bookings for concrete. So you can't get anything now until next year from them, and they're all so busy. They've got not enough drivers, and they've got new people, having to put new people on for the busyness in their central dispatch office, and they're all completely stuffing up the orders, which is what happened today. Someone basically cancelled our order, even though we all watched my cousin talk to somebody and tell them yeps, and they said they had a truck and everything ready to go. And it caused us big dramas, and the great guys on the pump, awesome job. Pumping concrete is not an easy, a bit funny here, pumping concrete is not an easy task, especially when you're dragging a big concrete line. You would have seen that in the footage. Anyway, they had to do 3 times the work they normally would have done, and it's a very physical job. So shout out to those boys too. Alright, I'm going to get some food and head home.